everyone, and welcome to Whose Life Is It Anyway? A show where everything is made up, but the points actually do matter. If any of that sounds a little familiar, well, that's because yes, this is an improv comedy podcast where all the stories you're about to hear were completely made up on the spot, guided and prompted by real improv comedy games. How does it work? Well, two players are tasked with having a podcast-like interview or conversation, making it all up as they go, but there's a third guest who can interrupt at any time and give them new rules or new directions for their conversation via a list of different improv games and guidelines. How do you win? Well, if a player breaks character or simply doesn't follow the rules of the game they're in at the time, the other person is awarded a point, and at the end of a 20-minute time limit, the guest with the most points wins, and of course, becomes known to the world as a comedic genius. So, without any further ado, let's find out who's making stuff up in this episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Whose Life Is It Anyway? It's a real podcast about a fake podcast where someone's life story is about to be made up right here, right now, on the spot. But of course, I can't do that by myself. I've got two wonderful, wonderful guests that I am so very excited to have with me on this season. We've been trying to get you on since season 1.
We've been working for it.
And we have finally made it happen. First, sitting to my right, Christine Horvath. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Thank you so very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And on my left, Amber Falter. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks for having. So happy.
I am so very stoked. I've done podcasts with you in a different form, in a different world at another time, but that wasn't another life. This one's all about being dumb and funny and making stuff up.
Last time I think we both cried.
Yeah,
Those ones were a little more serious, but this one of your life stories is just going to get to be made up just right on the spot. It's going to be fake. It doesn't matter at all because Christine and Amber are about to make up someone's life story right off the top of their heads as we go. I'm in the host seat for this one, which means I need to assign our roles, our characters, and our theme for this episode before we can get started. So here's what I want to do. This podcast will exist within the Ghostbusters universe.
Heard of it.
Nailed it. Okay.
Which means it's not the movie, it is real. The Ghostbusters exist in the world that you guys are about to enter. And let's see, who do I want to host, who do I want to interview? Here's what I want. Amber, you are going to be the guest on this show, which means you are going to be a shunned Ghostbuster.
GB.
You're
SGB.
SGB, a classic SGB.
Okay.
A shunned Ghostbuster.
Got
so
it.
you attempted to make it on the team. You didn't. I don't know what happened. I'm assuming you guys will figure that out, which means, Christine, this is your podcast.
Okay.
This is yours to run. You are interviewing Amber. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Sure.
Here we go.
Ready.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to start the timer. Let's make some stuff up. Christine, take it away.
Angela, thank you so much for being here on the Ghostbusters Freaks podcast. I mean, I am the Ghostbusters freak, and of course I know that you were a shunned Ghostbuster because I'm a freak. But I'm so excited for you to be here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. No, I'm stellar. Stoked and beyond words, honestly.
I believe it. Thank you. So I'm so excited. I'm gonna try not to freak you out. But I might.
I've seen ghosts.
Angela! Okay. Look, here's what I need to know.
Yeah.
You became a shunned Ghostbuster. When did that happen? Did it happen before the filming or after the filming?
Honestly, these boys, they love their movies.
They love it.
And I was like, there's real ghosts, you know?
Yeah.
So, I'm begging them to get to work with me with all the gear. You always need a woman on the team.
Always.
Always need a woman on the team.
Yeah.
Here they are. They're like, let's film this for our TikTok.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, there's ghosts in Miss Cheryl's house, you know. She thinks they're bats, but she's batshit crazy. And we know that it's the ghost of Ralph Gerard.
We know.
Yeah.
We knew.
You've heard that story.
No? Okay, I want you to tell it to the audience, though.
I was hoping you would.
No. Oh. Okay, all right. No, I'll do it.
No,
Ralph
it's okay.
Gerard.
Ralph Gerard, the ghost of Ralph Gerard.
The ghost of Ralph Gerard.
Yes.
A young man who was found naked in his apartment after baking some monkey bread.
Change.
After baking some cupcakes. I think they were carrot cake. Ooh, I hope they had raisins in them. I know that's unpopular. I don't care. Okay, Ralph Gerard
delicious.
found nude in his apartment after making cupcakes, and he had been dead for like a week. He had been dead for like 6 weeks. And afterward, he haunted the apartment, right? Okay, so the Ghostbusters are what, called in?
This is true.
Okay,
You
okay.
nailed it.
Okay, all
and
right.
of course there was raisins because when the detectives got there, they go,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, his body's so decayed.
Change.
His body is so pruned up like these raisins.
Change.
His body has been overbaked. Dare I say more than the fucking cupcakes." Heartbreaking.
The cupcake. Yeah. Cupcake.
I'm from Nashville. It's a southern term.
Okay, all
But
right.
anyway, isn't that so disgusting and sad?
So this happened. So this thing between you and the Ghostbusters happened around the Ralph Gerard thing.
This is one of the many times.
Oh, it's just one of the things that happened. Okay.
Sucks.
And what? Do they not believe you? Do they not like you? What happened?
Before we enter this story, as we begin to uncover why you became a shunned Ghostbuster, let's go ahead and play our first game here. We're going to go ahead and play... Yeah, I don't know how you're going to keep this up.
It's perfect.
Great.
We are going to play Fortunately, Unfortunately, where each player must begin your sentence with either fortunately or unfortunately. Amber, you were about to answer. Take it away.
Fortunately, I am smarter than these men, but they just hate management. So this is the beginning of my tale. But I know you know a lot of it.
Unfortunately, I do. Yes, and I would like to know. At what point did you feel like these people you were working with didn't really know much about the thing that you're very serious about?
Unfortunately, it was when I came to one of the meetings and they all had their dangs out and they were flinging them around. They're like, "This is my ectoplasm." And I was like, "Can't we get to work?" It was ridiculous, but could you please, there's a lot of the reason why you started this very podcast.
Unfortunately, it is the reason I started this very podcast. Okay, so what else do you think they wanted to do that they felt like you couldn't be around for?
They wanted to have sex, unfortunately. Unfortunately, they wanted to have lots of sex with those devil dogs. Those devil dogs, unfortunately. They wanted to fuck dogs, unfortunately.
I'm going to let that one slide.
Fortunately, you really backtracked there in a good way, in a way that actually was quite fun. Now, however, I didn't really understand what you meant. So can we go back? Can we take that again and say what do you think it was? Okay, wait. They were having sex with each other? With each other? They wanted to have sex with each other? No, just
unfortunately,
with the ghosts.
I would often try to catch these ghosts, and these men were like, "My ectoplasm is for coming on those devil dogs." And it was like, "We can't be fucking dogs." Got ghosts to catch.
Angela,
Yes.
fortunately, I don't know what devil dogs are. Care to expand?
Unfortunately, I don't.
Perfect.
You know what? We're going to go ahead and end, fortunately, unfortunately. You both will get a point for that performance.
Nice.
That was very wonderful. But let's continue the conversation as normal.
I hope both teams have fun. Just like, I've often thought about that in terms of ghosts and Ghostbusters. Can it be like a fun activity, or is it mostly terrifying?
Oh, I mean, I'm a fearless lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you you can have fun out there. Some of the ghosts are kind of playing pranks, but some people are very scared. And I'm like, why even in this business, get out the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think I would be scared.
You'd be scared.
Yeah.
Why you call yourself a ghost freak?
I'm a Ghostbusters freak,
Okay.
but I am afraid of ghosts, so it's quite the irony.
How many ghosts have you seen?
I have seen approximately 0 ghosts, and I hope to never see one.
Change.
I have seen too many ghosts to count, Angela.
What was the very first one? And then describe it deeply.
The very first...
I live for this.
Describe it deeply.
Deep.
I saw the ghost of Scott Bakula in my house when I was a child. I was laying in bed one night, and I had been watching like a lot of Quantum Leap.
It's his favorite show.
And yeah, I mean, it's great. And Scott Bakula is still alive. However, he found some way to quantum leap into my childhood bedroom as a friggin' ghost, okay? And here he is, just in my bedroom, being hot like he is, Scott Bakula, and I'm 12, horny, right? And I'm like, why aren't you a human person? And it was lucky, though, because he was a man and I was a child, so that was good. But I did see him in my childhood bedroom. That was the first ghost.
That's horrifying.
It was truly scary.
And also, that's pretty hot.
It was also a little hot. What was
Wow.
your first ghost?
My first ghost.
Can you remember?
Oh, God, do I remember my first ghost? Ah, Christ. Do I have to remember it?
You don't have to.
I'm going to pause. And this seems like a really good time to interject with our next game, which will be If You Know What I Mean.
Oh, good. Okay.
Let's go ahead and keep the sexual tension being built here. We will speak only in innuendos. Take it away.
You know, I don't want to give away his name right away. Okay, so you remember the late shows, you know what I mean, with the guys on them?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Gosh, okay, so my first ghost. Here I am, after elementary school. Grandma wasn't home. My parents left me as a young lad. Oh, they were home, so I was sitting there watching the television, wasn't supposed to, and, gosh, I saw him die on TV. Yeah,
What? Oh.
he was painting, you know what I mean?
You saw him, he was painting?
Yeah, he's painting, if you know what I mean.
You saw Johnny Carson go to the next realm, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, you think you know what I mean?
Wow.
It's very wild stuff. My first ghost was Johnny Carson, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
Not technically, but you know.
Yeah, well, wow,
Yeah.
that's terrifying.
That was my first ghost.
It's your first ghost,
Pretty hot.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think you do.
Now, do you think that the Ghostbusters that you once worked with, did they have a lot of ectoplasm, if you know what I mean?
Oh, jeez. More than I've ever seen. Painting the Slimers to shame, if you know what I mean. I was like, why is this green, if you know what I mean? I tell you what, they weren't eating all their kale, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
Hey, those guys only eat pizza and pussy. If you know what I mean.
They eat pussy?
Yeah, but not the kind that you think I'm talking about. They like to fuck dogs. They like to eat cats. It's fucked up.
They like to eat cats. Wow.
Are these men? I'm so
I didn't know that men ate cats, if you know what I mean.
Yes. I feel like we could be friends.
I feel like we are friends, if you know what I mean.
You guys are doing a great job at building this friendship. And I could have stopped that at several different times, but you know what? I didn't. And I'm going to give you both each another
I
point.
think we're going to tie. This is great.
I love this.
We're on our way to a tie, but we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and keep getting to the bottom of what happened here, why you became a shunned Ghostbuster.
Yeah,
Continue as normal.
Yeah, okay. So we've got like a lot of tension going on in the room with the ectoplasm and the coming and the penises. I mean, there's like a lot going on here.
Yeah.
However, I feel like there must have been an incident that happened where you both just knew, you know, we're going to shun you, and you thought they're going to shun me. Like, you had to know. Was there something that happened?
Yeah. And so here's the thing. I know that many years have gone by since I've been away from the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
And it's just driving me crazy because I want my story to be told, and they're all out there telling their own stories, and I think it's all bullshit.
Jerking off, really.
Jerking off.
Yeah, jerking off a lot.
And I'm just grateful for you. I just want to get that off my chest.
Aw.
I'm probably going to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
I
too.
got goo coming from my eyes, but that's from all the years of being a Ghostbuster. So it's just
You
crazy.
got permanent ectoplasm in your eye now.
Yeah, it's mostly in the right eye. I don't know why.
Terrible.
So gooey. And this is the first time a Dateline called me. They wanted to talk to me. And I said, no, Keith Morrison, die already. You know.
When will he die?
It's crazy.
I can't wait to see him as a ghost.
Oh, fuck. Could that be the
Maybe
first
he'll
ghost
get his
we
youth
see
back.
together?
Yeah, oh, I hope
that
so.
would be great.
I'm going to interject with our next game. Let's keep this conversation going, but with questions only again.
Okay, so you know how you started this podcast because of, like, other ghost people like me? Right? Question?
Did I say that earlier?
I don't know. I think I put that in your head, and I kind of wanted to ask you a question. Why did you think I would talk to you and only you in terms of all these podcasts about these ghosts?
Why wouldn't you?
It's a very good question, and I have another question. I have a question right here, and it is, I want to know if this will be your final episode, and if not, why not me?
Why would you think that I was ending the show though?
Because I'm pretty fucking cool, and here's the question. Really, why wouldn't I be your finale? Come on.
Do you want to be my final guest?
Do you want to be a ghost?
Do I want to be a ghost? Do I want to be a ghost? Do you want to be a ghost?
Does a camel spit in people's faces?
Does a dog sit on freshly cut grass?
Does a dog get fucked by the Ghostbusters?
Does pussy get eaten by the Ghostbusters?
Have you seen Slimer being a bad boy?
Have I gotten a little horny for Slimer? Yes.
Have you ever seen him do anything other than this?
Have you seen the men that I date?
I'm a huge fan of the podcast, but I don't usually, you don't have a video yet or I haven't subscribed. So
Haven't you followed me on Instagram?
I
Go ahead and name that one. That is a point to Christy.
sure is.
That was hard.
For a few moments here, I'm going to use another host power I have here.
Okay.
We're going to switch our roles.
Oh, no.
So, Christine, you are now the Shunned Ghostbuster with a smoker's voice of 40 years. Amber, you are the interviewer, and take it away.
So I understand you want me to consider this being the last podcast, and you have influenced me greatly as to why I want people in your field to come here and say their truth.
Yeah.
Just oh God, sorry. It's so nice hearing your voice in person. I'm such a huge fan. It's just like, as a woman in this field, and all the disgusting things you've seen behind the ghosts,
Nasty, yeah.
nasty out there. What is one of the moments in your career where you were like, if not this with these people, how else can I do this work but still make the path that you're craving?
Oh, baby, I got my whole consulting business. Look, okay? I don't need them, all right? That's what I say to them. I don't need you. But I do love them, okay? I love those nasty boys. They're nasty, but they're cute. They're good friends. I miss them. And you know what? They weren't good to me. But I think that they had a lot of work to do, on the inside. And I think we've all really grown and changed over time, and I have kind of gotten to know them a little bit more as time has gone by. But I do love them. I have love for them, but I don't need them.
Okay. I love that. Such a
Sorry,
powerful
I just- yeah,
No,
I
it's
got really
fine.
passionate
And
there.
you've been through so much. And
Yeah.
I know that a few of them are going to be actually on trial soon, and I know that you have such a torn past with them. Torn. Like, are you going to be a witness in any way? Are you going to be on their side? Like, people are asking.
I'm going to pause us real quick. We are getting in the last few moments of the game here. So I am going to implement the game Whose Line. You guys can keep your new characters that you have assumed here. So I'm going to give each player 2 secret lines on these pieces of paper that you must implement into the rest of your conversation sometime in the next few moments. Perfect. And continue.
So I just want to know if you're going to get up there and stand alongside them and say,
Ever seen something like this before?
I have been asked by the prosecution to get up on stage and say, well, is it a stage? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's the law. I don't know. I get up on the witness stand, the stage of the stand, or the witness stand, and say, sorry, what was it again?
Are you going to stand alongside those men and say, have you ever seen something like this before?
Have I ever seen? Yeah. The prosecution did ask, but I think that I'll probably, I don't know. I love them too much to ever get in front of a group of people and say, I didn't know you, but your outfit totally killed my boner.
Honestly, as a woman, and as a ghost freak, I think that's very valid.
I think so too. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I'm just so proud of you. And I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Ghostbusting Freak.
This has been lovely.
And you know what? If you stand beside them for being horny ghost boys or whatever, I just truly want to say, will you let me smell your hand real quick?
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah,
yeah. Is that marbles? Wow.
Basics.
Got it.
I only smoke basics.
Yeah.
But, I started doing that when I was a kid, and my grandpa taught me, do it again, but push harder.
You did do commercials for them once you stopped ghostbusting.
I did.
How was that?
It was all right. It was a little spooky, I'll be honest.
What was the set of the basic cigarettes?
Yeah, they tossed me around the city. They tried to get me to do a bunch of busting on film, Ghosts sense it, though. So they don't really come out when you try, all those ghost busting shows, don't trust it, okay? Because they don't come out for the films. They come out when they're comfortable and they trust you. They feel like they're being vulnerable.
I'm going to pause us here. We are getting down to our last minute, but I'm going to implement one more game in the last heated moments of this. We're going to play Alphabet.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
So, continue as you were. We're just going to finish this one out with your new characters. We're going to continue it here. But we're going to play Alphabet, where each of you must begin your next sentence with the next chronological letter in the alphabet. As long as we all know our alphabet, we're going to find out here. And we are going to begin with the letter M. Amber, take it away.
Most people don't smoke cigarettes in your business because of all the gear. Seems to be quite flammable. But in terms of being a smoker, an avid smoker, an active, honest smoker, and a badass lady, how do you use that to your advantage to make ghosts more vulnerable and appear for you?
Nicotine brings them in.
Okay. I've never really been a smoker, but I drink wine until I forget my husband's in the house.
Please, me too, my friend, me too. Okay, I love the smokes, I love the wine.
Queer ghost hunters are real. Are you a part of that community?
Is it our? Really and truly, I gotta tell you, I am a bisexual lady. So yes, of course, I love a queer ghost hunter. It's great. It's nice. It's community. I treasure it.
Standing with the queers, Ghostbusters, and the dirty, nasty boys you cherish. I just love that so much, and I cannot thank you enough for coming on the show today.
Truly a pleasure for me too. Thank you so much for having me.
Unfortunately, we are wrapping up, but do you have any plugs, any trials that you'll be at, any ghost gigs that we can look forward to?
Venkman's doing a show tomorrow. It's at some bar in Queens. I don't know, but he does play the ukulele quite nicely.
Which bar?
Xylophones on 12th.
Yes. Is that right?
Zero chance of seeing any ghosts at this place, okay? Zero chance.
Another show you have coming up is for, I believe, Sylvester Stallone's tribute?
Believe it correct. Yes, Sylvester Stallone will be there. In spirit, of course. He won't actually be there.
Correct.
But we are doing a nice thing for him, yeah.
Correct. That's all I can say. I love when people know their plugs. Oh, gosh, thank you for telling me that.
Darling, I had the greatest time. I don't know of very many other podcasts who would actually want to have me on the show, but it has been lovely. Thank you so much.
Eerily, I can see that. You are a difficult person.
Frankly, I believe you are correct.
Jeez, with a G. I have had a fantastic time as one of your biggest fans.
Hey! Do you know any places where there might be ghosts in New Jersey? Because I'm looking for some spots.
I've got so many, and I've actually made a list for you to give.
You're joking. You made a list for me? How many names are on it?
Kill me, and chase down my ghost. I have a list for you.
Let me see. Can I see it? Do you remember any of the names on it? Do you remember?
Always said.
You guys did it.
That was a whole bitchin' alphabet.
You guys made it all the way around. We broke our time barrier and everything, but I let us keep going because, I had
We
to.
did it.
I couldn't stop you. I really couldn't stop you, which means you both get a point.
Holla.
But that is the end of the game.
Yay.
Officially. Also, you guys timed it out great. You wrapped up the podcast and the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly
Look at
on
us.
time.
Pros.
Also,
we're friends.
props for using Venkman for V. That was
impressive.
good.
Holy shit.
That was great.
Damn.
So
I was trying to be in the moment.
that was great. That was great. I love that before we break down the score here, did we ever get to the bottom of what happened with the Shunned Ghostbuster?
Yeah, I don't
know
know.
if
I don't know if we did.
There was a lot coming out about the Ghostbusters in general.
There was a lot.
There was a lot of come talk. There was a lot of.
They're a lot more problematic than I would have thought.
Yeah,
were.
they were.
I think they're all going to jail.
They are all sex offenders.
They're-
You didn't know.
They're on trial apparently.
We should have assumed,
Bestiality.
frankly. We should have assumed.
I think that's the way I was going to take it because I, for some reason, went down that road.
I also love that you just from the beginning committed to this though.
Really went for it.
Immediately. That is, if I were to pick a Shunned Ghostbuster, that would be their voice.
Well, I wanted to sound exhausted, and when you said you're like SGB, I was like, I'll be Sean Gordon Boat Boy or something. And you're like, Angela. I was like,
Angela's a good name for that Ghostbuster.
It
That was
That
good.
ended up being really good for her.
That was good.
Yeah.
And Angela sounded rugged. She sounded
She
like
did.
she'd been through
Seen a
some
lot.
stuff.
She's
She's
seen some
seen
shit.
a lot.
she's like a Midwest angel.
She
which I've
really
also
is.
seen a lot.
Yeah.
That's great.
Most angels have
Yeah,
been.
like hardened on the streets of Chicago. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
That was good. She's seen a lot of ghosts, apparently. We
true.
did, and a lot of other questionable things.
Yeah.
Well, what is not a question is the final score of this game.
No.
Even though
Did we talk?
we all won here at the
We
end.
did.
At the end. You know what I mean?
I just hope both teams have fun.
Did both teams have fun?
Yeah.
I had a very
I
good
think so.
time. I
I
can't wait to
think-
lube my throat.
I-
Whatever
Yeah,
that
you
means
really
to
could-
me. Yeah.
At one point, I was gonna call accents, but I was like, I mean, you got one. I can't really. I could have given you a break, and you could have picked a different one. I was like, this is just too good. So the final scores are in,
Perfect.
and I'm gonna look at the official scoreboard
Wow.
here.
Okay.
Okay.
Amber, you racked up 3 points.
Okay.
Angela brought in 3 points for you.
Amazing.
Good
Christine,
girl.
you ended this game with 4
Wow.
points.
Wow.
You took this one home. I don't have anything to give you
It was pretty fun.
as a win
It was fun.
other than the maybe added friendship levels that we have all gotten from this.
I would say the thrill of the win is something.
Yes,
You
much
know?
like the thrill of the hunt
The
for
thrill-
Ghostbusters. Of course.
The ghost hunt.
It is, yes. It is the thrill of the hunt, looking for the ghosts, and also just the thrill of what we did here.
Yeah, that was fun.
Making
Thank
up
you.
the story of Angela,
She was great.
the shunned Ghostbuster. And now,
great.
honestly, I want a Ghostbusters spinoff about Angela
too. I
trying
do
to
too.
reform like her own
Yeah.
Ghostbusters team.
Yeah.
I really need to see her walking through a room like, what the fuck's going on in here? Like,
I pictured her, and I hope you guys did too. She walks into the room, seeing the Ghostbusters all like jerking off for some reason together, and she just has a rolled up newspaper with a cigarette in her mouth, and she's smacking all their dicks. Put it away.
Like a fly swatter.
Yeah. She's like, "Fuck, boys." Yeah.
I do like
I
that.
can see it.
You got shunned, but you were, from your story, you were the only one that was ready to
Yeah,
hunt
you
ghosts.
were the only one who was actually doing
Everyone
anything.
was fucking
Yeah.
around. You were like,
Businesswoman.
we got
Yeah.
ghost on. We got ghost
Businesswoman,
on
yes.
around here.
Yeah.
Incredible. Well, guys, we did it.
We did it.
That's it.
We made up an entire podcast.
great.
We made up an entire life story. Would you like people to find you around the internet? I mean, whether you tell people or not, I'm going to be putting them right down at the bottom. So if you're visually looking at this, you got the little @ handles right down there. But do you want to tell the people too, or can they just find it on their own? Much like Ghost Hunters and Ghostbusters.
I know that Instagram is problematic, but I love her anyway. And you can find me on my Instagram at BabeRoar, BabeRoar.
Beautiful. Amber?
Mine's my whole God-given fucking name. Amber Marie Falter. Stab me to death in my sleep. Do whatever you will. Take my social security
That is
number.
a very long name.
It sucks. I should change it. Everyone's like, Amber Marie Falter. Fuck off.
People do call you that in public.
whole
I've heard
name.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
People do call you Amber Marie Falter?
Yeah, and I'm like, why are you doing that?
Amber Marie
Yeah.
Falter.
So follow me there. Shows, crying selfies, all the rest.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm going to call you SGB from now on.
That's great.
That's
Yes.
what it's going to be. Or Angela. Do you guys want to? Would you guys mind if I played one last game with you guys
sure,
as we tell
sure.
people
Please.
goodbye?
Sure.
Yeah.
I want your help
Okay.
because I don't know how to wrap up this podcast. So can we do it by forming our goodbye one word at a time? Will you help me do that?
Gorgeous.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to kick us off. Hey,
Next time is one word. Next. Nervous. I'm nervous. Next.
Please.
remember,
Don't
Ever.
ever
look
Around
for
anything.
other
than
Something.
to drink.
if there's anything I want you guys to remember, don't ever look around for anything other than something to drink. Thanks for listening at Who's Life Pod.